All right. Today is July 21st, 2024. July 21, 2024. I'm ready, excited to talk about a bunch of different things, guys. Next weekend, we'll do another live stream. But this Friday is Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Walking Dead panels Friday, Dead City, Daryl, Dixon. And then the From panel, I believe, is going to be later that evening as well at night. And so we should get some trailers, some news. I don't know what they're going to talk about for Dead City, but it'll be interesting to see how it's going down. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, The Boys, Cobra Kai. I don't know, whatever else you want to talk about. House of the Dragon. I guess Deadpool, Wolverine, that's going to come out this Friday that my wife and I just bought tickets yesterday for that we're going to watch on Saturday next week. So a lot of good stuff going. Olympics starting on Friday. So a lot of stuff going down. All I know is that it's very hot. Hopefully you're staying hydrated and cool in the shade, in the air conditioning, staying hydrated, being safe and sound. But I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe, a bunch of shows, movies, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for taking the time to be here this Sunday, July 21st, 2024. I couldn't speak very well at the start. I guess I was too excited, right? So thank you guys for taking the time to be here this Sunday and every Sunday. Constipated in Sin City. Hey, how you doing? How you been? I've been pretty good, but also pretty annoyed with work and just the summer stuff. I think July and August, they're very long months. They're both 31 days. It's just annoying. It's hot. It's 4th of July is over. Let's get into August. Get to September, October. Because September 29th we'll have the Daryl show. October will be like the start of fall. A lot of places. November, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, deals like that. And then December, other holidays, and my birthday as well. So Tim, how we doing? But I thank you guys for being here this Sunday and every Sunday. You take the time to be out and a part of this live stream. And so if you missed it, if you're catching it on the replay or you just missed the opening, we got San Diego Comic-Con this week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, the Walking Dead panels. There's 2 panels. It's going to be Daryl, Dixon, and Dead City. 2 separate panels, 2 separate things. And then the From panel, which I'm very excited to see the trailer for. So hopefully we'll get the trailer for From. If you haven't seen the show From, definitely check it out. You have some time because it's a fall show. It'll be out this year for season 3. And we're going to hopefully get the announcement of the release date plus the trailer to see what's going down. And they gave us the teaser trailer, I don't even know now, 2 months ago or whatever it was. But what are you guys watching? We were watching House of the Dragon. We just finished The Boys season 4. And, I don't know if you guys are watching The Boys on Amazon, but I felt like this was the weakest season out of all the seasons, setting up the 5th and final season. So it was a setup season for the final season. We have 8 episodes. It really only needed to be 4 because the last episode was good. Stuff finally happened. They set up things for next season. They didn't kill off any major characters. Well, they kind of did. Or did they? I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's just setting up a lot of stuff for the 5th and final season. Hopefully Jeffrey Dean Morgan comes back. And hopefully he'd be pretty cool if, he's not going to be able to, talk with Soldier Boy. Because we know about Jeffrey D. Morgan's character, Kessler, was not there. So it's definitely something that was just in Butcher's head. So, but ultimately, guys, we got House of the Dragon, still kind of slow, setting up stuff for later this season, and I guess the 3rd season as well. If we're going to get that, we probably will. And how about you guys? What are you watching? Are you excited for any other shows, movies? Cobra Kai, we watched the first 2 episodes of season 6 of Cobra Kai, and the show is crazy out there. Like it's supposed to be, and it's entertaining, it's enjoyable. Johnny's the best part in my opinion, which he should be. It's titled Cobra Kai is what Johnny Lawrence was the face of, and if you know Elijah from The Walking Dead, you may or may not see him in Cobra Kai this season, but it's definitely funny, interesting. It makes no sense for some of it. Like, let's just, for example, they go to a college, a community college, a local college kind of thing there too. And they have this big party and this Greek life party at a fraternity. And you're like, I'm pretty sure that local community colleges don't have awesome fraternity parties like that. A lot of them don't even have, Greek life and fraternities and sororities. But either way, it's over the top and it's comical. I'm excited. Cybercoastal says, excited for Deadpool. I am. My wife and I got our tickets yesterday for next Saturday. We'll be going to see that movie at our local Regal movie theater. And it was interesting because my wife and I have not been to the movies in over 4 years. I can't even remember the last movie that we saw in the movie theater. The last movie we're supposed to see was A Quiet Place 2. That was the start of COVID. We had our tickets and everything from our local movie theater, and we didn't get to make it because everything shut down. And it was kind of crazy. So, but back, I'm excited. I like Ryan Reynolds. I like Hugh Jackman. I love X-Men. So it'll be the start of the X-Men coming back around, mutants coming into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The connection should be there. There should be a lot of callbacks, connections, Easter eggs, cameos. I'm very excited because, like I said, I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I think it should be awesome too. So, Constipated in Sin City says, we do the sneak premiere of Deadpool on Thursday night. Very cool. I know locally in Tampa was the Jake Paul, Mike Perry fight on Saturday. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it, but I saw this morning that Jake Paul won. Jake Paul is sneaky good with these fighters, man. He's winning a lot of these boxing matches, and gotta give credit where credit's due. He's winning, and we'll have to see. I mean, the next fight I think is supposed to be with Mike Tyson, which is crazy. Mike Tyson is what, 50-some years old, and he's going to fight a guy in his, I don't even know how Jake Paul is, if he's 20, 30 years old, but, like basically half his age, and you're like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But I don't know. Is it going to hurt the Mike Tyson legacy? I don't think so, because no one was a better man on the planet in the boxing world, that is, than Mike Tyson when it was the peak Tyson. I mean, it was tough to say. There's always that big debate of who would win, Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. I mean, I think Muhammad Ali would be a better boxer and a smarter boxer, so you have to give credit where credit's due there. But that left hook is pretty powerful by Mike Tyson. He's just so short to get to there. So we'll have to see how it goes down, and I think November is when that got rescheduled. But I don't know. Chris Schober asks, how many Daryl Dixon seasons are we getting? So right now, 2, because we get season 2 this September. And then remains to be seen if we have seasons 3 and 4 or just 3. And what's the future of the show? I don't know. I don't know what the future of the series is, because Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus, wants to play Daryl Dixon for a long time. Because it's definitely something that is important to the Walking Dead franchise, the Daryl Dixon character, but I don't know what they're doing with it, right? Like, Daryl, what is the end game? Like, what is the final end game of the Daryl Dixon show, Dead City, and the Walking Dead universe? Because I still think it would have been a great opportunity to have CRM be the big battle, like Infinity War endgame stuff where people come together. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but never say never. We'll have to see. No one's gone until they're gone. So we'll have to see what happens over time. Do they have a plan? Are they going to say anything this Friday at Comic-Con? Hey, Isaias. So we'll have to see what's going to happen with the future of the franchise. Now, I'm not going to think it's going to be a great, rewarding experience, because we've had the Walking Dead finale, Fear the Walking Dead finale, World Beyond finale, The Ones Who Live finale. Then eventually we're going to have a finale of Dead City and Daryl Dixon. Are we going to get a 12th season of The Walking Dead? Are we going to get another show, spinoff, Tales of the Walking Dead, this, that? When's it going to be enough? enough is enough. Enough already, right? Well, not really. I don't even know how many people are still watching. Like, how many people actually watch the Daryl Dixon show, Dead City? You know, Dead City has the ability to bring characters over more so than the Daryl Dixon show. But I think that we should see Elijah or Mercer or somebody there to help out, because we still have villains left. The New Babylon Marshals are villains. The Dama are villains. The group in New York are villains. You can bring in another group that's villains. You can have this, they're villains. You could have Daryl's European villains. You can have whatever. They can bring stuff over. Stuff can still happen. But will it happen? Only time will tell, and only Gimple will tell, or won't. He probably won't. You know how Gimple is. He'll be like, well, never say never, we'll have to see. Because, you know, it was a big deal when Rick and Michonne came out. Well, Denai and Andy, when they came out, and they said, we're having a show. It was a limited series, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's going to take place of the movies. And then everyone's like, oh, it's going to be multiple seasons. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. I mean, it could be, but it's highly unlikely. I've always said before that it's a limited series. That's what Denai Guerrera said, who plays Michonne. And she said it right there directly in an interview. It's a limited series. It was one season of 6 episodes as of now, and it's probably going to be that way because it was an ending. It was a beginning, a middle, and an end. It was done. Satisfied, 6 episodes, all around, done. You know? Hey, Zenith. So it's definitely an interesting thing where we're going with that. We have, like I said, Cobra Kai is on Netflix. Are you guys watching that? Are you excited for Umbrella Academy final season this August? Are you excited for any other shows, movies, anything coming out? I heard that Twisters is pretty good, even though I don't really like that guy, Glenn, whatever, from Maverick and whatever there too. But I heard Twisters is pretty good. Someone that saw it said they enjoyed it, and they're really into that stuff. But I remember Twister with Bill Paxton, and I think you could make it and not take away from that movie, and hopefully it would be kind of interesting to pay tribute to the original people and movie. But yeah, Glenn Powell. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him. I don't know if he's growing on me or whatever, but he's just, I don't know. But Twisters looks interesting. That's probably a streaming movie that I'll check out. But I haven't even seen Axel F, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. I'm waiting, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. Wilson, it's all right, man. He says, hey, Brian, guest, sorry I haven't been about. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping well. Wilson, doing well. Hopefully you too, you know. So ultimately, you know, I got, you know, tough times at work and everything. We're down a therapist, and we have a new hire coming in, hopefully in a week. Not this week, coming up the following week. And then, you know, possibly, potentially, probably, well, we are moving to a new space, a new clinic. So it's all these little things adding up that is just coming in there too, and stuff with the boss and the management and everything. It's just a lot coming at me at once. So we'll get through it. We always do. But, you know, hopefully you're safe and sound and you're doing well this summer. Any trips, vacations, anything like that? We're not really doing anything the summertime. You know, I always like to go see my friends and family back in New Jersey, but I don't know when we're going to get back there. My dad's coming here to Florida in October, and we'll try and play golf. So we booked, I don't know if I told you last live stream, but my friends and I, we booked a golf trip in South Carolina next year. And we're going to be, playing golf for like a long weekend. And it's pretty fun. It should be exciting. I have to actually play golf again. I haven't played golf in over like 10 years. So I had to get my golf clubs ready and get to the driving range and see how it goes, right? You know. But other than that, guys, you know, the movies, the shows, the books, the community, it just binds us. You know, it brings us together. And hopefully you guys feel like this is a community still, because I want it to be that way, you know. And I know I haven't been making videos on there as well lately because it's just been tough with working as a clinic director, working out, coming home, and there's not really any Walking Dead material to really talk about on there as well, you know. And I was going to do stuff about The Boys, and I was going to do stuff about Cobra Kai and whatever, and I still might. But the only time will tell where I can get a little free time on there too. I wrote a little bit more, I wrote a couple more pages, couple more pages of my next book series, and a little bit at a time, So a lot of people are wanting to do something, but it's starting, getting it going. The hardest part of really anything is the start, the initial play, the initial having time to do it, whether it's going to college or taking a course or writing something or making something or creating something or building something or working out or dieting, exercising, changing your life somehow, way, shape, or form. It takes time, effort, energy, and focus. Because if you don't put the time in, you can't do it. And if we're doing all these little projects and all these little things, we can't focus on one thing. And that's kind of a problem that we're seeing in the world today, and a lot of stuff in psychology, is that we're seeing that people are so bogged down by all these different things in their life, and they may start some projects, but they never finish anything. They move to the next project or the next project or the next project, or they don't even start because what's the point? But if you want it bad enough, you will start. You will do it. And I think you can. You're better and stronger and smarter and more capable than than you think. And hopefully you're not putting yourself down, and you can do it too. I always go back to what Robert Kirkman did, the creator of The Walking Dead, when he was on the Walker Stalker cruise, and he had a panel, and I have the panel up on my channel if you want to check it out. But he talks about having the ability to write the comic. He had other projects first that failed. The other stuff that didn't work out. And he was like delivering pizzas and doing this and maxing out his credit cards and doing all that stuff to try and make it work. And he would work all day and then write at night and try to get it, correct. And he caught a break with Image Comics being a thing, because if Image Comics doesn't exist, there's probably no Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead was a zombie comic. That's a niche thing. That's a small thing. That's not a big thing. And so it worked out, and things work out, but not overnight. Like, we want it instantly. We want instant gratification. We want it done yesterday. We want to get better yesterday. We want $1 million yesterday. We want all these things just given to us. And trust me, I'm right there with you guys. I'm part of society too. I want to have everything now, but I've learned throughout my time that it's not easy. If it's going to take time, it's going to be rewarding if and when you satisfy it too. If it's a quick and easy thing, everybody would make money. Everybody would be successful. Everyone would be, getting stuff done. You would be a success in whatever form, facet you would do in shape or form that you want to attempt, but not everyone does. It's really tough. It's a small percentage of people that are there too. I watched a thing yesterday. I know it's off topic, but it was about the Scrub Daddy sponge, which I find interesting because the guy was from Philadelphia, and now his warehouse main headquarters is in New Jersey, Pennsauken, New Jersey. That's right around where I grew up. And he was talking about this, talking about that, and it was cool to see that he had this idea, and his family was all doctors, PhD people. His mom, his dad, his sister, brother, his people. Everyone was like there too, and he wasn't anything. He went to Syracuse University. He got a degree in psychology. His dad paid $100,000 for him to get a degree in psychology. That didn't help his career. Maybe it did, but not from the piece of paper. Maybe it helped him how to interact with people or sell himself or portray himself or have meetings and have pitch meetings and whatever. But he went into car detailing, and then this whole big thing about a spun or like a buffer pad that needed to be made, and he had a patent, and he did this, and then 3M bought the thing, and then he had a connection with them, and he had this sponge that had smiley faces on it, 2 eyes and a thing, and it just worked out for him, but not right away. And now, Scrub Daddy is one of the biggest things out there, and everybody knows it, and it's a huge success, and they have a bunch of different products, and, it's a sponge at the end of the day, but it's something that works and a little differently. So maybe out of an accident, you can have success, or maybe out of something different way of thinking, you can be a successful in there too. And so, but it's not easy. It's not quick. It's not a fast process. It usually isn't. You know, when I'm writing my book series, Fight for Us, you know, I have doubts and I have ideas and I have questions and I have thoughts. But at the end of the day, I write for myself, for the viewpoint of the reader, but also the main character. And it's something that is rewarding to me. And if people enjoy it, that's a plus. But I have to be true to myself when I'm writing or being there too, because that's ultimately who I am. And I feel like I'm trying to be a good person, a rewarding thing to help people and just motivate, inspire, educate, you know, just everything's that people need help and assistance in something in life too. And if you find someone that's helpful, it's great. And hopefully you find that with this channel, these people, and myself too. So Merlin says, hello from the UK. I can tell you there is still a massive following in the UK for the Daryl Dixon show and Dead City. The community is still strong. So how strong, Merlin? Like how many people are still watching the Daryl Dixon show and Dead City? And is it even on there? Like, because I believe the Daryl Dixon show is coming to Netflix or something, and then a bunch of people will probably watch it there too. Because Netflix, so a lot more and more people are getting rid of cable. Like, who has cable television here? Probably not a lot of people. But who has Netflix? Probably a lot of people. Who has streaming services? Probably majority of the chat and the people who join. So if and when Daryl Dixon, Dead City, and whatever joins Netflix, more people will watch it. Because I don't know, maybe some people didn't watch it because I don't know. Like, I know when here in the United States, we get to watch it on AMC Plus on there as well. But I don't know. For part of me, it feels like the UK and Brazil and outside the United States, like they didn't get a chance to watch it first time. Like they didn't get a chance to watch some of the spinoffs. So that of course hurts the viewership of the shows. But I could be wrong. I can't speak on that because I don't live outside the United States and we have Netflix and, access to the shows. So I don't know. But, I think it can only help, of course, spread the word and get around to a lot of people that can see the shows on Netflix or other streaming services too. Because, I'm going to watch the Daryl Dixon show until it ends. I'm going to watch Dead City until it ends. But I'm just one person. My wife and I watch. My dad will watch. My in-laws will watch. Probably everybody in here will watch. But are they still getting 1 million, viewers? Are they still watching it a lot too? So, when a show is on, like Showtime, like Your Honor, we talked about the Bryan Cranston show, that was on Showtime. I don't know how well it did there, but now that it's on Netflix, a lot of people have watched it. And it was some of the highest viewership on Netflix because it's Bryan Cranston. It was interesting. And we watched the first season. We haven't got into the second season yet, but a lot of people have said that it should have only been one season. But a lot of people are going to watch it. Like, more people have access to Netflix than Showtime or Apple or AMC Plus or cable and their stuff too. I'm guessing. Like, I don't know what the average. I don't know what the numbers are too. Like, a lot of my elderly patients that I treat, they still have a cable box, and we have Spectrum as the provider here. And so a lot of people have that in their HOAs or their dues for their mobile home parks or whatever it is. More and more people have that too. I don't know how many people still have landlines, but before they could have like the triple play where you have cable, internet, and the phone service. Then they had like a double play where it was cable and internet. And they got rid of the phone service. Like, I don't even know if people ever use the phone service anymore. And then they had Spectrum has like their own mobile network or whatever. So it's like they're trying to adapt and have everything too. So, but I didn't have any problem with the crowd strike thing on Friday with Microsoft, and stuff was affecting banking and travel and airplanes and checking in and a lot of technology. But man, talk about a scary situation. Like, that kind of feels like end of time, end of days, post-apocalyptic. The world is changing. stuff because look how many people couldn't get on their flight, couldn't board their flight, they missed their flight or couldn't do things because of that blue screen of, and it's scary that it's so connected that and it's the same thing with my job. Everything's digital, electronic, on the computer documentation. And like right now, this live stream is through the internet. And my training that I'm doing for the leadership course is through the internet, and everything is through the internet. And when you have the internet go down, it's scary because like you can't do your notes, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's one of those things where we're kind of in trouble for it. So, it's definitely something that I want to see. Hopefully there's more checks and balances and safety nets, because if that happens again, that's kind of scary. Wilson Q&A comic. So Comic-Con is next week. Are you expecting any new Walking Dead spinoffs? I am not expecting any news on that, but I don't know what they're going to say because the two panels are Dead City and Daryl Dixon, right? So they can have an easy thing where at the end of the last panel, they can say, all right, guys, but wait, there's more. There's another show that we've been working on or another thing we're working on. But, Rick and Michonne, that's really done. I don't know if they're going to spin off the spinoffs, if they're going to spin off there, because I don't know what's left to be done, right? Are we going to see the Father Gabriel show or the Aaron show or the Jerry show or the Ezekiel show or the Commonwealth show? Like I don't know what their fan is. And so people go and they drive around Sonoya still and they see different stuff and they go there, they go around the studio and they're like, the props are still up. The Commonwealth is still up. This is still up. Well, that means two things. That they're leaving it up for a reason, and what's the reason? Are they just lazy and they haven't taken it down? Could they possibly reuse it? There's no other projects for it? Or, it's just there still. I don't know. I don't know what the thing is, what it's going to be. Either they're just haven't taken it down for laziness, there's no need to, or there's no other projects going on, or they're going to use it again. Might be one of the two things, I'm guessing. Grape Tomato Girl, greetings from San Diego, California. Good to see y'all again. Hope everyone is doing well. Are you winking or blinking today, Bri? We haven't watched Dixon yet, but we're good with spoilers. So, so if you haven't, Grape Tomato Girl, you didn't watch this first season of Daryl Dixon? Because it's a good show. It's pretty good. But I'm hoping that you'll see the first season before the second season. You'll get to see Carol and Daryl and how it's connected, because Carol's technically in the first season, and we have to know. I want to know who came back around, or what it was. And Melissa McBride said it's not Rick, but is it Morgan? Is it Dwight? Is it some sort of thing like that? I think it would be kind of interesting. And hopefully it is. Hopefully it's rewarding. But the way The Walking Dead kind of goes is build up, and then falls flat. Hopefully that's not because it's too so. Jeannie says, people make fun of me because I still use a digital camera and only do social media on my computer at home. Instead of having it all in cell phone, I don't like all my eggs in one basket. And that's okay. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. Is the digital camera like good quality though? Like Facebook, can be connected on your phone or on a computer, so you're not missing anything that way. But I know my phone camera, I'm an Android person, by the way, but my phone has a better camera than any digital camera I ever owned. So just the quality is better, and it's so accessible there too. Why? I don't know, to each their own, but it's kind of like to have a phone, because you probably have your phone with you, I'm guessing. Keys, wallet, digital camera, whatever else, It just seems like another extra thing to have too. And how big's the digital camera? James, hey man, how are you doing? I don't know if you play video games, but College Football 25 is amazing. Also, what's your opinion of Cobra Kai? So I do play video games. I have not played the new College Football. It better be amazing because it has been out for like 10 plus years or whatever, right? But people love the College Football and, and Madden and everything else too. Cobra Kai, I talked about it at the beginning there, James, but I think it's cheesy and it's supposed to be cheesy, but Johnny is the best part of the show by far. Like, Johnny Lawrence, as he should be. The show is called Cobra Kai, and that's what Johnny was a part of. Johnny, Daniel, Chosen, the Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang kind of thing. And, I like it so far, and I've enjoyed it the entire series. But it's kind of cheesy, and it's okay because it's supposed to be cheesy. And I have no problem with cheesy, campy stuff if it's supposed to be. I don't like it when it's something supposed to be serious and then there's cheesy, campy. Or if it's cheesy, campy, and then it gets serious. It's just kind of know what you are, read the room, know what you're trying to be on there too. So but I'm okay with it. I've only watched 2 episodes so far, but I'm a 1 episode a day kind of guy because I like to, and it's so funny when you're watching it and all they do, they try to sneak it in. Like every character so far has said Sakai Takai, the tournament. When we go to the Sakai Takai, when we reach the Sakai Takai, after the Sakai Takai, after the, it's going to build us back. Cobra Kai is going to be huge after the Sakai Takai. Like the tournament, could you have just a better name? It's just Sakai Takai. It's just so weird to say. Their thing too. Chris, are you excited for the new Karate Kid movie with Daniel San and Jackie Chan? That should be a pretty interesting twist plot. Yeah, we'll have to see because, I'm still waiting for Hilary Swank to show up. Everybody else has been allowed to be there, and she's not. Like every other character has really shown up so far, and it would kind of be annoying if she doesn't show up. Like we know why Mr. Miyagi's not around because the actor passed away, but I like that they're paying homage to him and all this stuff. And I had to laugh in the first episode when Johnny had the logo of, because they were trying to combine Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang together, and it was like it was Mr. Miyagi Fang Karate or whatever, and it was Mr. Miyagi with fangs, and I was like, it was so bad. But that's the point; it's supposed to be so bad too. So, but I like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's a good martial artist, and I like to see where it's going. Grape Tomato says, "Bro, we haven't watched any of it yet. We were trying to let it build up and binge watch, then we kind of forgot about it. We actually been watching a lot of anime and did sneak in Your Honor. So don't give anything away. But is Grape Tomato Girl? Because I watched the first season of Your Honor. Is it? Because did you watch all of it? Both seasons, the 2 seasons of it. Did you watch both seasons, and is the second season good? Because I heard it's not. I heard the first season was pretty good, and it should have been 1 season. I haven't seen any of it, so, but I'll definitely check it out. Chris says, "Are you going to get the new ones?" I don't buy DVDs or Blu-ray or anything like that. I don't buy any stuff like that too. Like I don't really have a lot of room for physical media anymore. Like where I have my PlayStation and other stuff, it's already pretty full. Like I don't buy physical media like that anymore. Just don't have the room and the clutter. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I'm trying to sell off some Marvel stuff and some Nintendo stuff and some video games. I'm trying to clear out a bedroom still, and it's just getting harder and harder. So it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, so we're still watching shows and everything. And I keep saying it every live stream, but I can't help to say it every live stream that, the summer still feels interesting because shows come out in the summer now. They didn't used to. And so, the summer we've watched, The Boys, done. That 90s show, the second part, done. The first season of Your Honor. We're watching Cobra Kai now. We're watching House of the Dragon now. What else we got? Yeah, I don't know what else. What other shows that are coming out? The movies used to be the big time in the summer, and I haven't seen a movie in the movie theater for a while now, and it's going to be Deadpool Wolverine next Saturday. So I'm going to watch that next Saturday, and I'll be able to talk about it next Sunday. So we'll definitely be talking about that movie because I'm excited to see. I'm a Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman fan, and I like Wolverine. Even though Hugh Jackman is too big, too tall to play the Wolverine character. He's traditionally shorter than, supposed to be. But Hugh Jackman does the mannerisms and the acting and the body language and everything just really well. So other than that, we're taking it easy, trying to relax, trying to save some money, invest some money, trying to get that together. Because I do like the FIRE principle, the financial independence, retire early movement. I'm still trying to do that because I don't want to try to retire when I'm 65 or 70 years old. I want to retire or semi-retire way before that. So I can do more YouTube stuff or write more or do those things and do what I want to do. It gets kind of annoying to wake up every day and to go into an office every day and to work 40 hours a week and to just take that. I enjoyed before, when the world kind of shut down. It was like a semi-retirement feel to it. And nowadays, like if you're retired, especially in Florida, I could play golf. I could play video games. I could organize my house. I could work on the yard. I could work on this. I could do a lot of things around the house. I could, do other art, do other things. There's so many things to do there too, but also maybe work part-time. That's the dream. I don't think I could ever stop working in some form or fashion unless I hit the lottery, right? Unless I hit like $50 million, then yeah, I'm done. But I would still have to do stuff because I talk to my patients all the time, especially my retirees, about retirement, about what's it like. And I pick their brain because they're the ones living it right now. And now with inflation, that was kind of scary if you think about it for someone who was on Social Security and was living on a fixed income where you're only making $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And when I could skateboard. I could also, if I skateboarded, I'd probably break a wrist or an ankle or a butt or a hip or something. I wouldn't do very well skateboarding for sure. I mean, maybe, you never know. And it's a thing where, my patients tell me that they're retired and they did this and they were going to go travel. So it's something that you don't want to wait. There's this picture that I always think about retirement where someone posted on Facebook where they're in Venice and they're on one of those gondola things and it's an elderly couple and the gondolier is pushing them in the water. And someone took the picture and the people are like passed out, asleep. They're not taking in the sights and everything very well. And they're just passed out. And they're like, don't wait too long to visit all the places that you want to visit. Because it's harder when you get older, right? I think it was Tim who said, time goes by so fast. But it doesn't. It just takes us longer to do things, right? Like, it takes us longer to get out of bed. It takes us longer to tie our shoes. It takes us longer to leave the house. It takes us longer to get to the doctor's appointment. It takes us longer to food shop. It takes us longer to whatever it is. It just takes us longer to do. The time is the same, 24 hours in a day. What's different is us. It's harder for us to do things. Our bodies, our arthritis, our degeneration, our wear and tear. Yeah. Tim says my clock is on fire. Yeah, so like, so it's all relative to, like my in-laws, they're like teenagers. They stay up late, like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, watching TV or a movie or this and that. They wake up early. They go this. They take naps. They have, it's like all this stuff's going on. They're because they have all the time. They can do whatever they want, and so they just all over the place. So it's just, but that's my dream. So. James says, what's your favorite sport to play? Mine is football. I used to play in high school. I still play with my friends. So my favorite sport is relative because I grew up playing soccer and baseball and then switched over to mainly soccer and played travel middle school, high school, indoor, out there, state cups, all this stuff for soccer. And I enjoy soccer too, but I enjoy playing basketball, watching basketball. Golf's always fun. I love NFL, college football, college basketball is, I think, the best. But I love the World Cup. The Olympics are next week, so I'm excited to see what happens there. And I'll watch the Olympics of the track and field, the swimming, the basketball, all the different things. So it's interesting because we'll be able to get there and see. Of course, I got to root for the United States, of course, the men's basketball team, and everybody coming together as you feel very patriotic, rooting for your country, and it's always cool. It's always good to see like Australia versus U.S. in swimming, track and field. I don't know who's going to be there too. Is Jamaica still fast? Usually they are. And, America is always pretty good. And, where the sprinters and everything. So the Sha'Carri Richardson, let's see what. And then I'm also to see what's happening with skateboarding and breakdancing and stuff. Like, you got to check it out, right? You got to see what it's all about. So Zenith Q&A, Brian, have they made JDM play the same Negan-esque type character one too many times now? I don't know, like maybe because people get typecast, and we kind of like a certain actor the way they are, and we see them. It's always weird to see a villain become a good guy and a good guy play a villain. Like the hardest thing, like the one, for example, is Harrison Ford, right? Like Harrison Ford was two major characters. Indiana Jones and Han Solo. Both are heroes. Both are good guys. Both are the people we're rooting for. And then it's kind of weird for him to be in a movie where he's the villain. And it's like, whoa. But it's acting, It's good to see that on there too. And it's always kind of a cool thing to see that. And it's always kind of cool when you see an actor play something different. And that's the art of acting. And now it's branching out and everything. But I think the best writing and the best kind of stuff is when a guy can play, or a girl, or a woman, can play a character that was good, who becomes bad, was bad, becomes good, a little bit of that too. Like I like a character that's gray. Not just good, not just bad, not just bad, not just good. So we're watching The Acolyte. That's the other show that I want to talk about too. So we got to episode 6. Right now we got 2 episodes left, I believe. I believe it's 8 episodes. And I like Star Wars. I grew up with Star Wars. I enjoy Star Wars. And I'm glad the Jedis are a focal point here, too. The other stuff is kind of weird. Even though The Mandalorian is great. And it has that, Jedi feel, but it's a Mandalorian. And it's, there's not really lightsabers. There's the dark saber and all that stuff. But it still has the same feel. And we have a Jedi with Grogu and Ahsoka. And so you get to see that it's still there. But the Acolyte is kind of the different view of Star Wars. Of the Jedi and the Sith and the this and the that. So again, I have 2 episodes left, so I want to see what happens. I just don't like what they did to my girl Trinity. And so you're like, ugh. And then the whole thing with the Wookiee that was a Jedi. You're like, come on, man, we're not giving this guy no abilities here. And so we'll have to see what happens. But the whole twin angle, like I'm not a big fan of the twin stuff. Like, oh, one's good, one's bad, one's this, one's that. Oh, they do a little flip and reversal stuff. And you're like, little cheese. But it's okay. It's better than I thought. I like the guy from Squid Game as the Jedi. And the Sith guy he's all right. He's kind of getting to see his things. But again, we have 2 episodes left to see what happens. And so it's getting better. But that's kind of what happens too. Like it's getting good and then it's over. Kind of like The Boys, right? So The Boys season 4 was we had to see what happened here, and they did their little political stuff, and they threw this in with Firecracker and Starlight and that whole craziness, and then the whole stuff with Butcher and Kessler and Homelander and Ryan, and so you get to see it's a lot of different things, and then it's over. But it really set up a huge season 5. So I really hope, and I think, and I'm guessing that season 5 is going to be amazing, because the way season 4 ended with Homelander and Sister Sage and Butcher and the boys and Starlight and everything, it just is like, whoa, what's going to happen here with everything? And I don't want to give too much away, but definitely check it out. But it only had to be like, 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes. It didn't need to be. It was kind of a waste of 8 episodes. Because nothing, we just went all these different tangent ways and then the whole stuff up. So like I said, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but it sets up, and I'm excited to see what happens with season 5, especially the way they ended with season 4. Yeah, Wilson says, what a waste. I know. It's just like when I think Carrie-Anne Moss, I'm always going to think Trinity. And she's an amazing character. She's like one of those, for me at least, she's one of the most badass women in movies. You have Carrie-Anne Moss, you have Linda Hamilton, you have like certain women are just, Sigourney Weaver, like they're just badasses, and like, oh, let's bring in Sigourney Weaver in this other Alien franchise thing or something or whatever you want to do, and then she's supposed to be a badass, and then you do what they did to her. Like, what the heck? Come on, Carrie-Anne Moss. No. But I guess she knew what she was signing up for, and we'll have to see too. So Brandon says, give up on this stupid show and come to House of the Dragon. So I'm watching House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon has been still slow, but they set things up with but the whole thing with Damon and his hallucinations, and he's stuck in Harrenhal, and he's this and he's this, and it's like, come on. Like, I like the one son that's from Strong, the one guy that's still alive. He's getting stuff done. Like, he went to go to see the Freys, and he got over here, and he talked to the Starks, and he's getting, he's the one that's getting stuff done. And I feel bad for Rhaenyra because she doesn't know what to do, because so basically there's going to be more dragons, I'm hoping, because it's House of the Dragon, right? And the Targaryens are the dragons, and they need to be involved with this, and they need this, and there's been limited dragons besides the one episode with the big battle at the Castle Rook or whatever it was. And, and they really make a big deal out of Vhagar, the big, huge dragon, right? And so obviously the dragons are F-16s. It's really not a comparison. If you have a dragon in a battle, you're in trouble, because it's basically a fighter jet that can just come in, bomb, explode, fire, round after round, breathe fire, and just take everyone out. But it's dragons versus this versus that. And, you have to get into King's Landing, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to build up an army. But ultimately, it's going to come down to the dragons fighting each other, and who's going to beat Vhagar. I just don't know who's going to actually beat that dragon. Right. Okay. So a B-52. So that's a bomber. But okay. So it's fine. But the same thing. A aircraft versus a ground assault. It's not really fair if one side has it and one doesn't. But they both have that. They both have B-52s. They both have F-16s. They both have whatever you want to call it. And so you're coming at each other and you're doing that. So it's just like one has the big new Mac Daddy fighter jet, and one has the smaller old school helicopters. I'm guessing we're thinking, who's going to win? Well, if you have the two helicopters going against the one fighter jet, maybe you stand a chance, I guess, right? But I don't know. We'll have to see if they actually get more dragons this episode or next, and hopefully it sets some things up. And I don't know the books, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're staying loyal to the source material or not, but we know from The Walking Dead and a lot of other stuff that the show is the show, the comic is the comic, the books are the book, and, the series are the series. Things change. So I'm hoping that I'm rooting for Team Rhaenyra. I don't know who you guys are, but I want Rhaenyra and Daemon to come together, because it's interesting when you watch after the episode airs, the producer and director and stuff, they talk about the episode, and the actors, they talk about the episode. You get to see the inside look of what it is, and they bring up a good point about Daemon, right? So, like, I wonder if Daemon is doing his own thing, because if Rhaenyra and Aegon and now Aemon and everything, if they go down, if they go and they take each other out and Daemon is still alive, does Daemon become king? Is Daemon trying to figure out a way to become king? Because he was passed over, right? Like his brother died and didn't leave it to him. He technically left it to Rhaenyra, but then said Aegon at the end. So then Aegon became king, even though the rightful heir should have been Rhaenyra. And so it was like, what? And so it's just like one of those things where one line of dialogue sets down this whole story and this whole path, or the problem with communication is there's no communication. When you have the simple conversation, or if it was written down in a will, like I leave the Iron Throne to blank. Done. There you go. Not Aegon. So Aegon's the king now, right? So like write it down. No one ever thought to do that? Or did I miss that? I don't know. But either way, it's one of those things where when in doubt, write it out. You got to have it written down. The legalityness of it, the legalness of things is what is written down in the will and the paperwork and this and that. That's what they go by, right? So do it and see how it goes. So ultimately, you got to safeguard that stuff too. And I was, talking with patients about that. And you got to have those weird conversations when you get older. When you get middle-aged and your parents are still around and your loved ones are still around and they're older, you want to make sure that the wills and the trust and the paperwork and whatever is going to the right people, right? Because whatever it is, like my dad, for example, I'm his only son. So stuff's going to be left to me, but if he's leaving stuff to his wife, to whoever, then you have to honor that. And I want to do that for him, of course, because I love him and to make sure it's done right. And I'd want the same thing for sure, too. So Tim says, what channel are you watching The House of the Dragon, Bri? It's on Max. It's an HBO Max show. So Max is where House of the Dragon is. Merlin says, thankfully, Disney Plus in the UK has the complete series of The Walking Dead every season, so we're binging, and that has had a huge effect on the use of the VPN in order to watch the spinoffs. Yeah, so as long as you're getting access to it, but Merlin, if you can answer the question in the next 8 minutes before I leave. So in the UK, can you not watch, unless you have the VPN and stuff and you go around it like you're doing, can you not watch Dead City and Daryl Dixon? Season 1? Like, is it not available to you yet? Or is it going to become available? Like, I'm not sure what the latest is in the UK, because if and when that becomes available, if it's not already, that's going to really help viewership. Like Merlin said, a lot of people still care about it, and a lot of people still do. I think a lot of people care about the Walking Dead franchise, especially in the UK. It's a big fandom for it too, which is great. And it's got to be crazy. Like, when I live in my little bubble here in Florida, it's always cool to be talking to someone from the UK or Australia or even San Diego, like Grape Tomato Girl, or anybody anywhere. It's always kind of cool if someone's outside the United States and different time zones, different things. Like the Olympics are in Paris, France this year. So I wonder what times it's going to be on for the stuff that happened to watch gymnastics or track and field or whatever the main event is, or the final or the games or whatever on there too, because I don't mind waiting to watch it later on. And I don't mind to find out the results. Like, I don't need to be like, oh, did they win or not? But it's kind of cool because it's probably going to be everywhere, especially if someone is competing the final at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm working. Like, just going to be everywhere, especially on social media. Like my wife, I didn't see anything on Cobra Kai, but Cobra Kai came out on Thursday. And yesterday morning, my wife was at the gym or wherever she was, and she said that something got spoiled for her. I'm like, it came out on Thursday, and somebody's already posting this stuff somewhere. Because you can watch, because they're like 38 minutes or whatever. They're less than an hour, easily less than an hour, the episodes. And I don't know how many episodes there are, but say there's 6 episodes, 8 episodes, and they're an hour long. In 8 hours, you can knock out the whole season, the whole part. And Thursday, Friday, whatever. Oh, we're also watching Receiver on Netflix. So we're watching Receiver on Netflix and Hard Knocks off-season with the Giants on there. So we're getting a little football. And then in August, I believe it's going to be preseason Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears. And then in season is going to be the AFC East. So that's the Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. So that's pretty cool. So we'll have to see, what happens there this football season. But at the end of the day, it's, entertainment. And, I'm a Cowboys fan, so we'll have to see what happens there. But, hopefully they'll do well and at least make the playoffs again, as they should. They're very talented. So let me see if I missed anything here too. But, yeah, so there's a lot of good shows, a lot of good stuff. So next Sunday, I'll be back for the live stream. We'll definitely be talking about Comic-Con, the Daryl Dixon panel, the Dead City panel, the From trailer, and hopefully the trailers for stuff. Hopefully we get a little sneak peek something of Dead City, a sneak peek something of Daryl Dixon. We need a full trailer from Daryl Dixon. What am I talking about? Because on the 26th is Friday. That's like 2 months away from the premiere of season 2 of Daryl Dixon. So we need a full trailer for sure. We need a teaser trailer for Dead City. At least a date or something, 2025, like February or something next year, which I'm guessing will be February. And also, like I said it last live stream, where Dead City was like, I think they'll finish filming this month at the end of the month. And last week they were like, filming's done for Dead City Season 2. So supposedly they finished last week for Dead City Season 2 filming. So I guess they were ahead of schedule than I was staying up on. But they finished in July, like I thought. And so season 2 should be done. I don't know what the plan is for season 3. Are they going to film in Massachusetts? Because they filmed the first season in New Jersey, second season here in Massachusetts, and now I don't know where the third season is. For Daryl Dixon, they filmed the first 2 seasons in France, and I believe the third season, I don't know when they're going to start filming that, is in Spain, according to Norman Reedus, and I don't know what the plan is for that filming too. So, Isaiah says, Bri, it's sad that people have to spoil shows for us. Yeah, no, I learned, because when I found, especially with The Walking Dead, I always found that I was, once I got information, I was excited to share with you guys, and I just knew to not put it in the thumbnail or in the title, I kind of feel bad about doing some of the things like that, but I was excited, and I wanted to get people to watch and people to view, and, but then some people just saw the thumbnail, and they kind of some things got spoiled for them. So, if I ever did that to you, if you're watching this, I apologize for that too, because that wasn't the goal. The goal was just spread the information and get it out there. And, it was a different world back when The Walking Dead was on, especially in season 6, season 7, season 8 on there. Because I really started making videos about The Walking Dead in season 6. I wish I started 2, maybe, or even 1 year earlier too. So, The Heart of Nixie says, PT, you were good about not revealing. And thank you. I appreciate it. Because I tried not to. Because, I never wanted to be the guy. I remember watching, it was season 7 of Game of Thrones. And when a major thing happens with, I don't want to give it away, but something happens and it was people had pictures of it. Because the leaks happened at the final 3 episodes of season 7 of Game of Thrones, and we got to find out some stuff. Like, oh man, you just ruined a major thing that was going to happen for the, with major part of the story. And they're like, oh my goodness, and we were sending it around all over the place. And I'm like, ugh. Zenith says, we need a huge reunion, then a big adventure like the old Walking Dead, and then a big threat that Rick has to sacrifice for. Yeah, Zenith, I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I thought CRM was going to be that big reunion, big adventure, big battle, big sacrifice for. But we do need a reunion. And you can easily have Rick be there. Because, I think the best way to end it is Dead City does whatever Dead City does. Whatever. But the Daryl Dixon show is Daryl, Carol, and whoever survives and whoever he brings back, make it back to the United States. He goes to the Commonwealth. He bangs on the door, or bangs on the metal door. They slide it open, And there's Daryl and Carol on the outside. The door opens up. It's Rick, Michonne, and Morgan. They walk in. They hug. Everyone's excited. Done. Finito. Adios. Done. Walking Dead complete. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but at this point, that's how I would write it, because I'm a sucker for a happy ending like that too, so I'm excited to see what would happen for Rick and Daryl's reunion. We need that, right? Can we all agree that we need a Rick and Daryl reunion? Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon reunited, and it feels so good. And then, hey, even Judith and RJ come running up, and even Dog. Because I don't know what's going to happen with Dog, but hopefully Daryl gets reunited with Dog too. So we'll have to see what happens. But all right, guys, that's my hour. I truly appreciate you taking the time this Sunday and every Sunday. So again, I'll be back next Sunday. Going to be talking about Comic-Con, talking about Deadpool, Wolverine, any other shows, any other movies, maybe House of the Dragon, Cobra Kai a little bit. The Boys is over for season 4, so we can still talk about that. But anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you taking the hour. I'll be back next Sunday. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. I'll be back next Sunday. Have a good